I just bought myself my very first charcoal grill. Surprised? So was my husband. He probably thought I was having a midlife crisis. It's going, wow, now this is very hot. Oh, shit. It was like a minute. What can I say? Men buy cars, women buy grills. If you've been watching this channel for some time, you probably know that I love grilling on gas and hate grilling on charcoal. But I always felt that I was dismissing charcoal prematurely. I never gave it a fair chance. The only experience I've had with charcoal grilling was in a camping resort in France. The tools I had to work with were a Weber kettle grill and lump charcoal, no chimney starter, and no briquettes. I am married to a former Boy Scout, and he told me not to worry, he would build me a fire, and he did. But the results were somewhat unpredictable. Sometimes it was too hot, sometimes too cold, sometimes too uneven, sometimes it would burn out too quickly. So I finally decided to learn to do this properly. And I got myself a 22-inch Weber kettle grill. Will it make me fall in love with charcoal? Well, anything's possible. Let's find out. I know you're used to seeing bulletproof instructional videos from me, but this is not that video. This is more of a description of my learning process, my questions, and my impressions. If anything, I'm counting on all of you grilling gurus to tell me what I am doing wrong. All right, so I have this chimney starter full of charcoal, and I have a couple of Weber starter cubes. I'm gonna light these and set this thing on top. Is it supposed to smell like this? Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. I'm starting to see some white ash, but my briquettes are not completely covered yet. So I'll give it another few minutes. They're looking pretty white, so here we go. And I think I'm gonna dump them. Yeah, that's kind of stinky and yucky. I think I should have a cooler area and a hot area. Oh, why isn't this closing? Close, you damn thing, close. I don't know. We're gonna leave this alone for now. Okay, so I think we should open this. So we're gonna oil the grill grate. All right, let's try some zucchini. It's not sounding super hot. It's sounding kind of, I don't know, it's not sizzly. Did I wait too long? Did they like burn off? Okay, so it's been some time and absolutely nothing is happening. I'm barely getting any grill marks. So I don't think I had enough charcoal. And I think we're gonna have to move them all and try again.
That's good, that's good.
So it's been 15 minutes and I'm gonna try to dump the second batch, even though the top of the charcoal is not white yet, but most of it seems white. Oh, that looks scary. Wow, am I doing this wrong? You care more about the house than me. Oh, I'm not gonna burn? That's good to know. Well, this feels fairly hot. I'm just spreading them evenly because I want to have an even layer to cook on. Here we go, try number 2. They're sounding better. Okay, let's see how this is going. Wow, now this is very hot. You can tell where the cooler area starts. That guy did not get particularly...
I can feel the red. That's how
yeah.
You know it's hot. Oh boy.
Oh, shit. It was like a minute. Okay, we're gonna shove all this zucchini to the cooler area. Oh my god, that's freaking hot. Okay, so my zucchini are looking pretty good. I think I'll just get them out. Oh, I got a nice sear on it. Okay, I think we'll call it a day. Whoops, come here. All right, here we go, all done. Now what do we do with it when we're done? Do we close all the vents and suffocate it? All right. This closed? Yeah, I think I closed it. So what did I learn from my first day of grilling? Number 1, you need a lot of charcoal even if you're grilling something quick like zucchini and fish. It feels kind of wasteful, but seems to be necessary. Number 2, don't wait for briquettes to turn completely white. Give them 15 minutes and dump, otherwise they burn out too quickly. And here is a question that I have for you. When I was done, I closed all the vents and the coals started to cool off. But I didn't know how long I would need to be babysitting them. At which point is it safe to leave the house? Do I need to be stuck at home for hours after I finish grilling? Any advice? So I'm gonna try a steak on the cooler side. All right, so it's been about a minute. Let me try to give this a flip. Well, I'm trying to get it to go slowly, so in the end I sear, kind of like reverse sear. All right, so it's been another minute for the steak. So let's throw the squid up here. Oh, those are browning fairly well. Here's our squid. Oopsie. Okay. And here we go. Here's our steak. The second day went pretty well. I didn't get as much color on the squid as I was hoping. I'm new to cooking squid and I didn't know how long I could let it sit on the grill without toughening it. Any advice for me there? On the third day, I decided to try burgers. Doneness on burgers is very tricky, so I used my trusty reverse sear method. I started them in a 200-degree oven on a rack for 30 minutes and finished on the grill. These came out really tasty. Flavor-wise, really fabulous smokiness. But one of them was more done than the other two. Here's my guess as to why I'm not getting very even heat. When I dumped the coals, they spread out into a pile. Even if I try to arrange them evenly, I'm not doing it perfectly. During all my Googling for charcoal grilling tutorials, I ran into a video from Tom's Kitchen, linked below. And I noticed that he is using baskets to hold his charcoal. This prevents the briquettes from spreading out into a pile with a higher center. I found some inexpensive ones on Amazon and they seem to make coal control a bit easier, but I need to play with them a bit more to tell you if they're worth it. Any other advice for me on how to keep the heat even and avoid hotter and cooler spots? On day 4, I got brave and decided to try some ribs. If you are a barbecue aficionado, cut me some slack. I was not shooting for anything authentic. I just wanted to play around with a long and slow project. I used the thermometer to monitor the internal grill temperature and it was eye-opening. I think I'll start using it for all my grilling projects just to see what's actually happening there. This was the day I finally started to get a feel for heat control. Closing the vent most of the way got me nice steady heat and I got my coals to last for 3 hours. Next time I'll give the ribs a bit more time in the oven to tenderize them even more, but the flavor was great and the crust was fantastic. Now that I had a chance to get my feet wet with my new grill, here are my thoughts so far. If you have a chimney starter, getting your charcoal grill ready takes only 5 to 10 minutes longer than gas. It's not a huge difference. To grill well on gas, it takes 15 to 20 minutes of preheating, and the charcoal takes 15 to 20 minutes to get your coals ready and another 5 to preheat the grate. Another thing I liked about charcoal is that it's possible to get it hotter than gas. This reduces how much the food sticks. If you're grilling fish, charcoal might give you a faster and easier release, simply because it's hotter. As far as the final results, there is slightly more smoky flavor than gas. That being said, it's not a huge difference. But some things are still annoying. I can't set it up on my wood porch. It has to be on the stone patio, which is further from my kitchen. It's extremely stinky for the first 15 to 20 minutes while you are getting your briquettes started, making it practically impossible to be outside. Once the coals turn white, it actually starts to smell pretty good. It requires a lot of equipment. There is way more to pay attention to. If you don't yet have judgment of doneness, I feel that there is too much to distract you with charcoal. One more question I have for you. Is there some way to get high heat and medium heat at the same time? I found a way to have high and low with coals on one side and no coals on the other. I also found a way to turn down high to medium by partially closing the vents. But how do I get some parts of my grill to brown very quickly and another part to brown a little slower, but not to be completely cool? Thanks for your help with charcoal grilling. If you need help with gas grilling, I'll link to my grilling playlist in the description below. And I wish you a happy and delicious summer.